So here's a short story that once again proves that the single guys should not get involved with the single MOMs. Let the single dads deal with them. And in this situation here, this guy absolutely learns that lesson. And as many are aware, while there's some out there that are decent ones, regardless, even the good ones are going to have kids that could be a giant pain in the butt, amongst many other things. But in this story here, this woman is going to prove to be unfriggin' hinged. And her kids are little a-holes and she doesn't correct them. And when this guy starts getting disrespect from her kids, boom, he's out of there. She doesn't handle it too well. But then again, we know they don't handle it too well getting rejected. Titled, Am I the a-hole for leaving early after my girlfriend's kids mocked my name and she brushed it off? And a shout out to Daryl for sending this story. Now listen to this. It says, I'm 40 years old and I've been seeing a woman who's 36 years old since July. She's fun to hang out with, but I have a busy work schedule and she has 2 kids, so we usually get together when she's child-free and I'm not working. Well, she asked me to meet the kids in October, but I told her I wasn't ready yet. She then asked about November, and I said maybe after the holiday season. Well, on Saturday, I was supposed to go over to her place at 5 p.m. When I arrived, her 2 kids were there. I introduced myself, I'm French-Canadian, and my name is common in both French and English. I always introduce myself by saying, hi, I'm Sebastian, but I do it in the French way. But I tell people they can call me Sebastian or Seb if they like. Okay, so here we'll call him Sebastian, but probably where he is, they pronounce it Sebastian or something like that. The kids, 2 girls, 10 and 12 years old, started laughing at me and said, Sebastian, what a stupid name. That's freaking disrespectful. They started making fun of my name, and I said it's actually French, since I'm French-Canadian. They started laughing even harder. Now, if the kids are kids, and if they were being silly about it and giggling like they never heard it before, but the fact actually calling him its stupid name and insulting him, being rude, no. You never tolerate disrespect. I'm especially annoyed here because my cat, who I love so much, was named Sebastian. May he rest in peace. My black and white boy. So anybody that this is the name Sebastian, little fuckers are going down. Then their mom came in and said their dad was supposed to be picking them up, but he had canceled, but that it was okay and we could have a nice family dinner. With these 2 little a-holes, I don't think so. The kids again said, yeah, it was Sebastian, ha ha ha. Their mom smiled and said, they're just kids and laugh at silly things. So he's being shown disrespect and mom is just letting it slide like it's no big deal. Yep. Nope, can't tolerate that, guys. Well, I felt very uncomfortable. I made an excuse and left within 15 minutes. I wouldn't have made an excuse. I'd say, your kids are little assholes, and you're not correcting them. Yeah, we're done. Now my girlfriend is mad at me, saying I bailed on her and ran away as soon as I saw the kids, like a pathetic coward. There you go. Throwing the insults, trying to shame him. Gee, that's right out of the freaking playbook. The second it seems like they become single moms, they get a little book, and here's all the things you say and do when a guy wants to bail because you or your kids are acting like little dickwads. Was I the a-hole? Did I overreact to the kid's behavior and her brushing it off? The whole thing made me feel really uncomfortable. No, dude, you're not the a-hole. That was a sign of what's going to be yet to come, what you're going to be dealing with. Kids test all the time, and if you stood up for that crap, that'd be even more and more. And probably they just want to sabotage anybody their mom wants to get together with, hoping they get back with their dad. Who knows? Now on to the update to see the crazy. He says, I wasn't planning to post an update, but here it is. Since yesterday, my now ex, hear that? His now ex, has completely spiraled. She sent me like 20 messages in the morning on Instagram saying what a loser I am, and that I'm weak, a pathetic pussy, and I'd be a terrible stepdad, and she was planning to have a baby with me, and he says, that's news to me, we never talked about that, and then she deleted all of them. When I checked my phone after my work meeting, she sent me another 20 messages, how much she missed me, that we could get through this, and we belong to each other, and asking me to call her. Again, I didn't answer. She deleted those 2 again, and then sent me another million messages swearing at me, and she deleted those 2. Yeah, Shit, he dodged a big one here. This chick is unhinged. Let those all those women and their little witches coven there have each other. Her a-hole daughters. You can see why she's divorced. Unfreaking hinged. Then she sent new messages and said that I was, wait for it, abusive because I gave her the silent treatment. Really? Silent treatment is abusive? I'm sure there are probably people that have been at the victims of actual real abusc that might beg to differ. I messaged that I didn't know what was going on, that I was at work and saw her messages, then checked my phone again and saw the opposite of her first text. I said I wanted to give her time to calm down and we could talk. Smack! After someone messaged you like that, all that crazy stuff, the way her kids behaved and how she let it go, I wouldn't say shit. There'd be no talking to her. She said not to bother, that she hates me and blocks me, then she unblocks me again. Apparently, she also posted my image on a local Are We Dating the Same Guy Facebook group to warn other women about me. To warn about him? My coworker is in that group and showed me. She said I was emotionally abusive and terrible with the kids. This is why, guys, you can never take anybody seriously nowadays when they label their ex-boyfriend or husband as abusive. Ever. Or narcissist. That's another thing I like to say. If anybody's abusive and narcissist, it is her. At this point, I'm going to take a break from everything and focus on Christmas shopping for my nieces and nephews. Dating your 40s is something. So there you go. Obviously, she's an ex. Frankly, what I would do is I would take screenshots of all those messages. I hope he did. And I'd say, listen, actually, listen, you take that shit down right now or I'm going to hire an attorney because you're slandering my freaking name. End of story. Here's all the evidence. Or you could go on there and post a snapshot of all that evidence on there. But this is what they do. They can't take rejection. My God. And he thought she was so cool and awesome and all that the first few months, showing you how easily somebody can hide who they are. You know, and we see what we want to see. This is why when I hear these stories, people get together and they move in together after like a few months, or worse yet, get engaged after knowing each other for a very short period of time, they're out of their damn mind because people can hide, they can masquerade, be whoever they want you to be, whoever you want them to be, so they can get in with you and start taking advantage of you. So he dodged a big one, but holy crap. Again, let the single dads deal with the single moms because the regular guys don't even deal with it. Now, are they all like that? No, I always say that, but my God. Now some comments here. One guy says here, sometimes the universe drops a gift showing you what the person you're dating is truly like. You found out she's not rational and you're well off out of it. If you feel compelled, you could screenshot the Facebook post disparaging you and have a cease and desist letter mailed out from a lawyer. Well, there you go. It's unfortunate he has to pay money to deal with that, but it's worth it. This is why everybody should have a friend who's a lawyer. It can come in handy. Another one. Block her everywhere, call the cops if she approaches you in person, and start videoing the minute you see her. And speak with a lawyer about possibly sending her a letter telling her to edit and post calling you abusive with an admission of lying or you'll sue for libel. Fortunately, the coworker who saw it apparently knows you well enough not to believe and just showed it to you. Someone who doesn't know you very well or dislikes you, you could F with your job and damage your professional reputation. That's not the kind of thing you let slide. Yes, exactly. You know how much that could do damage to his career? All that crap just because she's mad because he rejected her, because her little daughters were disrespectful little a-holes and she didn't defend him. You know, she was just looking for some guy that she could push around. So good for him and all that. But again, welcome to dating in the 2020s. End of story.